Hey everybody, Coach Dan here from the Run Experience. It is near the end of the year, which means I am working hard to try to reach my 4,000 kilometer mileage goal for the year. What I have noticed is that all of our socials, Strava and all the rest, are telling us to share our stats for the year with each other. And it has made me feel some feelings, all right? And like, you know, I don't want to talk about my feelings, they're my feelings. It's right there on the tin. But it may be useful to you to know how some of us are reacting to these things. So I'm going to tell you all about that today here on the banks of the mighty Waterford River. I love setting goals. I like it when they're big and ambitious. For me this year, my main sort of goal around consistency and mileage was 4,000 kilometers run in just one calendar year, which for me is a lot more than I've ever run before. So as I think about that goal and the rest of my running goals this year, as we near the end of the year, I wanted to flag for some of you some feelings that I've been having and that a lot of my running pals have been having that we've been sort of been chatting about. And that's this comparison trap we have. Look, there's always going to be somebody out there that ran more kilometers than you did. There's going to be somebody that ran a faster marathon or a half. Their 5K time was better. They got around that 100-miler faster than you did. They ran UTMB for the first time. They managed to qualify for next year. There's 1,000 goals you didn't hit. There's a lot I didn't hit too, and I have a lot of feelings about it. And part of what I wanted to do today is to take a moment just so that you could take a second and think about what those goals meant and try to keep you out of that comparison trap. So the first thing I want to mention to you when we think about all of this sharing and goals and reflection on the last year that we've had is I don't want you to compare yourself directly to anybody else. I think there's some value in comparing yourself to yourself. How'd you do this year compared to last year? That has some value to me. But comparing yourself to somebody else is never going to get you the result that you want. It just absolutely isn't. So that's the first thing. Avoid those direct comparisons. My second tip for you as we near the end of the year is to celebrate the wins. Yours for sure, but other people's too. If you know people that had a great running year, that crushed a race or an ultra, or ran a ton of kilometers, that managed to stay consistent, celebrate them. Send them a little note. Tell them how excited you are for them. But also, think about what you did this year that you're really excited about. Think about what your big win was. Look, the year doesn't go perfectly for all of us. Some of us set PBs this year. Some of us got injured or sick and didn't get to compete the way we wanted to and didn't put in the mileage we wanted to. That's okay. Find one thing that you're really excited about that happened in 2022 and celebrate it. If you're going to share your stats for the year, make sure you share that one thing you're excited about too. Here's the main thing that I'm taking away from this is that I'm trying to think about what my favorite run was this year. And so as I'm looking back over my Strava, think about which one of these was my absolute favorite one. What was my happiest run? Was it a race? Maybe it was just a training run on a beautiful day out on the trail. For me, it's a somewhat complicated question because my favorite run and my least favorite run were both the same day. The first part of an ultra I ran a little earlier this fall was amazing, and then I had some cramps. You can see a video at the end of this one all about it here on the Run Experience. That'll tell you why it was my favorite and least favorite run. The exercise of thinking about what your happiest run was, well, that's not just so that you can reflect on it. I'm using that as an intention to see how I can make sure I build in more of that happy feeling while I'm running in 2023. We want to get better at things? Sure, I want to get better at running for sure. I want to stay consistent. I want to train hard. I want to become faster. I want to get more comfortable in the mountains. All of that's true, but we run because it makes us happy. And that's my big goal for 2023, is to try to find ways to foster that feeling of happiness that I had for the first 20K or so out in Twillingate this year. Now, that brings me to the most important piece of this video. And that's that even if you didn't hit all your running goals this year, and I bet you didn't, some of you hit some of them, some of you hit a lot of them, but if we're setting goals properly, some of them are really tough and ambitious, and that's what I want you to do as we move into the end of the year. Set yourself some big, gnarly goals. Stuff you're not sure you can do. Stuff you're gonna have to work really hard for. Maybe it's a mileage goal, total kilometers in a calendar year. I love that kind of goal because it's about consistency. It's about putting the work in day after week after week. Set a big goal. Maybe it's about pace. You want to run your fastest marathon, your fastest 5K. I don't care what the distance is. Just pick something that seems difficult but achievable to you. And something that this time next year, when you're looking back at your goals, you can be really, really happy that you achieved it, or that you can learn from why you didn't. Now, we're here to help here at the Run Experience at the Daily Run. Check out our app. No matter what your goal is, we've got a program that'll help you get there. I hope everybody has a great break over the holidays leading into the new year. Big PRs in the summer are earned right now in the winter. So turn off the screen, get on the shoes, get out the door.